Hey, it's Eugene. I'm sharing some advice I just gave to a small business. It's a window installation business that specializes in double glazed windows, doors. They've had a website for many years, and there's a couple of things that they're looking to get advice on. One, why their traffic is declining quite rapidly, and I've already discovered why, and I'll share soon. And two, they want to split up their business into a DIY product solution where they ship out the product Australia-wide, and a service-based business. First things first, I had a look at their website. Now, they rebuilt their website. It's a case that I see quite often, is a website that may be quite old and ugly gets rebuilt, and all of a sudden the traffic just disappears. All the rankings just disappear, and it's because when the website was rebuilt, there was no consideration for the historic pages, the historic assets that the old website used to have. Now, I went to Wayback Machine and I had a look at the old site, and yes, it looked rubbish. It needed to be rebuilt, but before you rebuild a website, you need to understand how much traffic the website is getting, which are the pages that rank. So which pages do we need to then either retain, redirect, rebuild? Essentially, it's like migrating a whole house with all of the rooms and needing the plumbing to just continue flowing through, so the water can continue flowing through in all of the rooms, right? If you just go ahead and rebuild the website and build the pages that you think you need and completely ignore what was already there, it means the plumbing is disconnected. So when the SEO juice is flowing through the website, when Google is visiting the website, the pages that it built trust with and it knows that are trustworthy to send visitors to, they're lost, and trust needs to be rebuilt again. Trust isn't fully reset, SEO isn't fully reset, but I'm just going to minimize my big head and show you a very basic, this is a traffic graph from SEMrush. There's a lot of tools that you can get a report like this, and hey, you can guess when they decided to rebuild their website. They'd switched to Wix as well. Look, when it comes to SEO, I'm not a fan of Wix, Squarespace, or Weebly. They all can rank at the top of Google, but what I found is they all will get beaten by WordPress. That's just what I use to build websites with. It allows me to customize the website to the point where I evolve and show Google what they want to see, right? And this isn't a video about which website builder is best. They're all really, really good. They're all, like, I've built lots of Wix websites, but in terms of progressing a website through the ranks, I would always choose WordPress personally. And when I see Wix websites at the top, it's a sign that I should pick up my own domain and go after that space, because it just shows that it's not very competitive. Coming back to this, what's basically happened here is a new website was rebuilt. It was a bit of a DIY rebuild as well. And unfortunately, over time, Google loses trust with this domain. Less visitors over time. So they were sitting at 1,200 visitors at their peak. So down the bottom is a chart of how many unique organic keywords the website's showing up for. At its peak, it was showing up for 1,400 unique terms. So somewhere from page 1 to page 10 of Google, this website showed up 1,400 times. Now that's sitting on 362 keywords. Now that's just showing that since Jan 2022, they have been adding things to the website, so it is getting picked up by more terms. But even though they're adding things to the website, their traffic is still gradually dropping, which basically means they're being overtaken by other websites, and Google is sending traffic to their sites. Hopefully that makes sense. As far as their strategy let me just bring back my huge head. As far as what they should do with the two businesses, my advice would be, one, if you want to rank two sites, expect them to both have a SEO budget, meaning money that goes to SEO assets such as backlinks, blogs, possibly a website rebuild to get off Wix, right? So money that goes into building that taller building for each website, okay? Now, sometimes it's really good to do that because you might hog multiple results on Google, but another way to look at it is, in this case, it might be better to put all eggs in one basket because this is a domain that's already quite mature. It's already existed since 2012. It's been around for a while. So my recommendation was, let's put all the eggs into one basket. Let's SEO the site that is already mature, needs to be rebuilt and put back onto WordPress, needs to have all the service pages. How do you treat the DIY versus service? You simply have the DIY product there, and you have an option there to call out a technician that goes out and installs the jobs. And that's what I would do. If they want to have two separate sites, that's definitely doable. Just the second site is going to be a brand new domain. It's going to have no history. So expect for that to have very little movement in the first year, right? Because that site is a brand new site. There are other websites out there, hundreds of them, that are targeting the Windows replacement, window repair, double glazed windows keywords, probably hundreds of them. Who are we to think that a website that we're going to build, even with the best SEO in mind, can jump through the ranks and push the competitors down that page? It doesn't work that as much as it used to in the past. So my recommendation there is we will have to rely on Google Ads, traffic and leads initially, probably for the first 12 months of the campaign. Within the first 3 to 4 months, we should have a stable cost per lead on that Google ad. And then hopefully month 6 or 7, the website comes out of what I call the sandbox period, which is like a trust period with Google. It's like kindergarten for websites. And hopefully we get that graph heading in the right direction. I'd expect leads to be starting to flow through on month 12, hopefully sooner, right? If we get some really good hot videos on the website showing proof of work, before and afters, fire up some social media campaigns, you can kick a site off SEO wise sooner. It just depends on what the business is doing to build the brand. Are they capturing socials? Are they sharing the socials? Are they using things like YouTube, vertical reels, TikToks and things like that? Because they're all the things that essentially grow the brand. Each of those platforms is like a micro backlink to the website, which Google respects, and so you can get a website to rank quicker. But these are all the factors that play when you split up a domain. So you got two businesses, you got to treat them with their own marketing budgets, and that might be quite costly. So that was my advice: is, hey guys, if you're prepared to fight two battles on two fronts and fork out for SEO budgets on two sites, then that's the way to go. Split them up. And there are many reasons why you should do that and you shouldn't do that. So it just depends on the scenario of the business. I can't disclose too much, but that's the general sort of gist. And a lot of people don't realize it, that, okay, let's split up these businesses. We have a business here and we do the same stuff, but then what's the cost of entry to market on each of those industries? This might be a DIY double glazed window solution. So it's really, you're fighting in the product space. Someone that's looking to buy a product online or get a quote online and something gets shipped out. That has its own cost of entry to market. Having a service where someone comes out and does a job is a different, slightly same topic, but different set of competitors, right? So the keyword might be window installation Sydney, or double glazed window installation, or whatever that term is, right? So each term has its own set of competitors and its own set of websites that must be overtaken. So when we put all the eggs in one basket, we have a chance to grow a more powerful website with more backlinks, more blogs, more pages, whatever it is that we need to do, so we can get a result quicker, especially if this domain has already been up since at least 2011. It's got trust, it's got maturity. This one, you can get leads much quicker on the SEO front, which means you don't need to spend as much on the Google ad. But generally speaking, if you fire up a Google ad and it is positively geared and you're receiving leads at $10, $20, $100 per lead, and that is positively geared, then why not leave the Google ad running, as long as you're able to accommodate the business, serve all the clients, while the SEO takes off. When the SEO takes off, then you can dial down the Google ad, unless of course you want to scale and take on all the business that you can get. In a nutshell, if you plan to rebuild your website, speak to someone that understands how Google makes decisions. I see this every single day, where a website that yes is ugly, yes is old, but gets a lot of traffic and ranks really well. I bet if they knew this, they would have tackled it in a different manner. They would have consulted someone that understands Google. They would have made a plan to take into consideration this kind of organic traffic that was hitting the website, and it wouldn't have been such a big loss. In fact, you probably would have had a hockey stick the other way. It would have grown if you got it off that old ugly site into a pretty site that is SEO optimized, that takes into consideration the old pages. It might have been a different scenario. If your website is mature, you've had it for a couple of years, chances are it has some sort of SEO juice. It is showing up for something somewhere. You might not know that it is, but that's something to consider when you're rebuilding. In terms of splitting up the company, that's a business decision that don't let me tell you what to do. If you want to set up 3 or 4 different businesses, do that. Just understand that there could be a different cost of entry to market in each of those spaces. Each keyword is different and will have a different intent and a different set of competitors. Some keywords we need to fire up Facebook ads, some keywords are Google ads, some keywords are SEO. But once you split things up, you need to expect for a budget enough for that business and so forth. Hopefully that's been helpful. Talk soon. Bye-bye.